Well, here we are, nearly the middle of spring, and we've had no rain. Plants are scorching. There's very little I can do besides watering when I can. There's bits of green. Winnie says hello. Let me put my drink down so you don't hear my ice jiggling all through our walk. Let's have a look at what the garden looks like. A little bit of leaf curl, conserving its water. Oleander budding up. Pandaraya, beautiful pink flowers, and interesting seed pod. Taking note of all those that are looking good, like this salvia, Allen Chickering, Alstroemeria. These daylilies were a markdown, hence the leaves not looking too great, but they're budding up and will look better next season, hopefully. Pyrethrum, still flowering. And boy oh boy, Delosperma, the tiny leafed version. Lots of pretty pink blooms. It likes heat. It likes dry. We should probably have more of that. And bulbine. Tends to seed around when it gets a bit of moisture, but it's dry, she's good. Another salvia. Red flowering. Rudbeckia. This Dampiera is relatively new, so we'll see how that goes. Verbena bonariensis, the purple. Gara. Nothing really catching the eye here, but green nonetheless. Annual status, which sticks around a bit longer for me. Leonotis, lion's tail. And that there is the reason why my grasses are smushed. Bedding salvia. And a not so good looking one. Can always count on the faux flowers. The rustier the better. although it's beyond the cottage garden, the silky oak is in beautiful flower. And my hose out because I use it so often, it's a pain to put back. Here we have Star of Bethlehem still going. And an area I've been working on, removed the bench and added pots. Just gathered them up and played around until I liked what I saw and added some plants. This is the swamp orchid. We'll see how that goes, keeping it wet and swampy conditions. Portulaca, petunias, another petunia, the violas are still going, not sure how much longer with this heat, and the desert roses are leafing out. Geraniums, can pretty much count on them all the time. Here's another Gara. Evening primrose down the bottom, and the pretty pink Gara with the variegated leaves. And some larkspur, pretty pinks and purples. I'll just climb in the garden and give you a better look here. And lilies about to, well, they're budding. We'll see how long it takes to flower. Status of the perennial kind, limonium. I'll just climb back out of here. Here's the other side of that Delosperma. And in here, a red dianthus and Mystic Spire's salvia. Coming back after its winter cutback and blooming, the Rondelletia. Deadhead that. Another bedding salvia. Beautiful climber here on my makeshift wall / fence section. And the basil's coming alive here with some beautiful blooms. The walking iris is in bud. Not so happy looking there. Let's move on. Pansies or violas? I can't remember, but it's a pretty blue. Oh, my finger. Oops. And Groalia, the orange tones here of ginger megs. I don't think it's called that, but that's what I want to call it. every time I see it. Here we have coreopsis and forget-me-nots, which is not focusing on, but it's a pretty blue, and I hope for that to seed around. Previous attempts haven't worked, but we'll see. Freesia laxa, which does seed around, and I have it in several spots of my garden. Kufia, dahlia coming up from underground from its winter slumber. More salvia. This was one of the wishes. Perked up a bit since it had a bit of a water. See, more Freesia laxa. Calibrachoa, and the pots that we did not too long ago. Love in a Mist, pretty little pink one. Nigella, and the ants. Perhaps rain is coming. They keep talking about it, but I'm not holding my breath. That is the Graptophyllum, and yet more geraniums. This one has pretty little rosebud flowers in pink. And then here is some cuttings in a pot of different colours, pinks and reds. That there is the stash that I have confiscated from the dogs. They have removed it from spots of my garden. Seed and flowering, not a fan, but it'll be done soon. This area is a work in progress, aren't they all? All my little hippie bulbs, hippie astrums. I'm seeing photos of others flowering, but this is as good as mine is getting with a bud. Actually, we should check the first bud. That's Salvia Hot Lips. You know, it starts out red before it goes red and white. There is catmint all along here. Some more coreopsis. Love in a Mist here. Oh, there it is. That's my first poppy. Not poppy, hippiastrum. Acanthus mollis, oyster plant. Isn't that pretty? People will say it spreads like a weed, but not for me. More Love in a Mist, those little puff balls. And nasturtiums. They tend to like a bit more water than they've been getting. And there's my shadow, hello. More geraniums, a pretty soft pink here. And a spot that I don't often share because I normally run out of time. Mandevilla, Stars and Stripes. Whoops. Yeah. And this is where we're at the other end of the cottage garden. And how it's looking. Till next time. Bye for now.